planning to release patch 0.1.1 for Path of Exile 2, pending any last-minute hurdles. This patch contains new endgame tower maps, checkpoints for map areas, respawn attempts for the Arbiter of Ash, as well as many monster changes, unique changes, improvements, and bug fixes. Please note that these are still subject to change prior to the patch's deployment. 0.1.1 Patch Notes. This patch contains new endgame tower maps, checkpoints for map areas, respawn attempts for the Arbiter of Ash, as well as many monster changes, unique changes, improvements, and bug fixes. Endgame changes. Added 4 new tower map areas: Alpine Ridge, Bluff, Mesa, and Sinking Spire. The Lost Towers map area has also been revamped. To address the problem of only having one attempt at the Arbiter of Ash boss fight, you will now have up to 6 respawn attempts at this fight. Respawns can only be triggered by the person who put in the keys, and everyone in your party will be respawned at the same time. Leaving the map still forfeits your attempt, so you'll still need to fight the boss with the build you walked into the map with. Higher difficulties of the boss will lower the number of respawn attempts you receive. We'll be looking to add respawn attempts to other pinnacle content over time. The Arbiter of Ash can no longer be interrupted during his Falling Flame Seed skill. His Flaming Gale skill can no longer be blocked. The Arbiter of Ash boss is now invulnerable for longer during its emergence and now takes significantly reduced damage while emerging. The Arbiter of Ash is now way less likely to target minions when using his sword, which could prevent some of their skills being used. Added checkpoints to map areas. Map areas now contain a minimum of 3 rare monsters. Citadels can now appear closer to the Ziggurat Refuge. Improved the visibility of citadels on the endgame map. Maps now display their biome when hovered in the Atlas UI. Added the new Overseer's Precursor Tablet, a currency item which can be placed in completed towers to add map bosses to valid maps in Radius. These tablets drop from map bosses and can roll exclusive modifiers that affect map bosses. Map areas have been adjusted to have more distinct specialties for the content they contain. For example, one map area might have more total number of monsters, while another is more likely to contain additional content such as strongboxes, essences, or shrines. Generally speaking, the more difficult a map is to clear, or the smaller it is, the more axes it will specialize in. Here's an overview of changes we've made to give maps more discernibility. A number of maps now spawn up to double the number of chests, and twice as many minimum magic or rare chests. A number of maps now contain up to double the number of monsters. A number of maps now contain 50% more magic monsters. A number of maps now contain 50% more rare monsters. A number of maps now have a higher minimum number of rare monsters you will encounter. A number of maps now have a lower minimum number of rare monsters you will encounter. A number of maps now have 50% more chance to contain essences. A number of maps now have 50% more chance to contain strongboxes. A number of maps now have 50% more chance to contain shrines. Maps that are only exclusively found in biomes containing citadels now have 50% more chance to contain essences, strongboxes, and shrines. Unclaimed hideout areas now have substantially more magic monsters and fewer rare monsters. Monsters in the Untainted Paradise have been breeding. Untainted Paradise now contains 100% more monsters, of which spawn 100% more, thus quadruple, magic and rare monsters. Improved the highlightability/clickability of shrines. Reduced the damage scaling of monsters in simulacrum encounters with added difficulty. Adjusted the chance for maps to contain bosses. You should be encountering a boss roughly every 1 in 4 maps. The chance for map bosses to drop a waystone of the current tier or higher has been reduced to account for the increase in total number of map bosses. The Radiant Waystone's Atlas notable passive now provides plus 15% chance for map bosses to drop a waystone of the current tier or higher, previously 25%. The small map boss Waystone chance passives now provide plus 6% chance for map bosses to drop a Waystone of the current tier or higher, previously 10%. The I'm Not Afraid of You Delirium Atlas passive skill now grants Delirium bosses in your maps drop 100% increased simulacrum splinters, previously 50%. Reduced the number of monsters and small chests from breaches by 15%. Increased the amount of simulacrum splinters found in maps by 20%. Added dedicated 2D art for Waystones that are instilled with layers of delirium. Crisis fragments, breach stones, simulacrums, and an audience with the king now have a more appropriate gold value to vendors. Increased how far you can zoom out on the endgame map on keyboard and mouse input to match the zoom level on controller input. Skill changes. Supercharged Slam now has each successive aftershock gains plus 0.5 meters to radius, up to 3 meters, previously uncapped. Scavenged Plating now grants you stacks for a duration based on the enemy's rarity. Normal enemies grant 1 stack, magic enemies grants 2 stacks, rare enemies grant 5 stacks, and unique enemies grant 10 stacks. The Lightning Bolt skill, granted by the Choir of the Storm unique amulet, has been renamed to Greater Lightning Bolt to differentiate it from the skill granted by staves. Triggered Greater Lightning Bolts are now unable to trigger a subsequent Greater Lightning Bolt if the first was a critical hit. Greater Lightning Bolt now deals roughly 3.5 times more base lightning damage compared to Lightning Bolt. The Temporalis unique body armor can no longer reduce the cooldown of a skill to below 100 milliseconds. Skills socketed in a meta gem sockets can no longer gain energy. Clarified Vine Arrow's description to explicitly state that it hits enemies on landing. Removed the aura tag from Pain Offering for consistency with other minion skills. As the skill does not directly create an aura, the aura is created by the summoned minion. Monster changes. Monsters now have increased toughness per essence modifier affecting them. Added a small delay before monsters released from essence monoliths can use their skills. Forsaken Miners now throw less grenades, which have also had their damage reduced and their visuals improved. Rudja, the Dread Engineer's grenades now deal less damage in Cruel and maps. Reduced how far away Faradin Plaguebringers can use their Detonate Dead skill from. The telegraphing for this skill has been improved. Reduced how far away Lost Men Zealots can use their Meteor skill from. The visuals of this skill have also been improved. The Lightning Storm skill used by Lost Men Zealots should now always strike at the telegraphed marker, as opposed to somewhere random. Filthy Crone no longer uses their Projectile Vomit skill point blank in front of you, because that's just rude, and now has a basic projectile attack. Reduced the leap distance of Vile Vulture's leap skill. The visuals of this skill have also been improved. Reduced the axe throwing distance of Vol Axemen. Reduced the area of effect for Filthy Firstborn's on-death explosion. The visibility of the area of effect has also been improved. The Vomit skill used by Rotting Hulks and Bog Hulks now deal less damage, and can no longer be used point-blank in front of you. Adjusted the damaging area of the Bloated Miller's slam skills to more closely match the visual effects. Adjusted the damaging area of Zalmarath, the Colossus attacks to more closely match the visual effects. Adjusted the player targeting behavior for Zalmarath, the Colossus. Their arms are no longer targetable. Adjusted the damaging area of Bollock, the Skyseer's tornadoes to more closely match the visual effects. Tornadoes now push you slightly away when they appear, and now deal less damage when they first appear before ramping up. Reduced how often Prowling Shades can use their invisibility skill. Adjusted the frequency of some monsters such as Prowling Shades and Gelid Zealots. Vol Zealots are now less likely to repeatedly use their Eye of Winter skill. Improved the visual effects of Fiery Zealot's Firestorm skill. Adjusted the damaging area of the Executioner's attacks to more closely match the visual effects. The telegraphing for his Guillotine Slam has also been improved. Improved the visibility of Cultist's Archer's skills. Their toxic rain skill also now deals less damage. Jamanra, the Risen King's zombie skirt, no longer spontaneously explodes on death. Mighty Silverfist's commando roll skill now deals significantly less damage. Reduced how often Azak stalkers use their slam skill. Walking Goliaths no longer deal damage twice when they fall over. Their slam now deals more damage in the center and less around the edges. Reduced the distance of which Urnwalkers in the trial of the Sakimas are able to initiate their skill. We've also fixed an issue where they were not dealing damage correctly, meaning they now deal more damage. Slither Spitters no longer deal damage twice with their projectile attack. Their melee attack now deals physical damage instead of chaos. The density of monsters in Exile has been reduced. Monsters contained in the area are now more likely to be of a weaker variety. The density of monsters in Dreadnought areas has been adjusted to result in less swarming encounters. Improve the telegraphing for Azak Shaman's Detonate Dead skill. Improve the telegraphing for the crystals left by Vol Goliaths when they die. Chaos pustules in ritual encounters have had their visuals improved. The impending doom modifier in the Trial of Chaos now has more time before it explodes and has had its visuals improved. Improve the telegraphing of the anchor drop from monsters affected by Essence of Torment. Improve the visuals of the area of effect from monsters affected by Essence of Electricity. The time before the area of effect explodes has also been increased.
Need something?
Volatile plants are now much more noticeable both before and as they're about to explode. Elemental explosions caused by minion death or those periodically cast by a rare monster have had their visual effects improved. The delay before these explode has also been increased. The aura from the prevents recovery above 50% monster modifier now has a visible radius. Energy shield modifiers on monsters now provide far more sensible levels of energy shield. The shielding monsters modifier has been re-enabled in the Trial of Chaos. General changes and improvements. Enabled migrating from solo self-found leagues to their corresponding parent leagues, standard or hardcore. This can be done from the League Migrations button on the character selection screen. Strongboxes have been adjusted to spawn waves of enemies over a much shorter period of time. The Strongbox fog effect now fades away once all the waves of enemies have been spawned. Significantly increased the chance to encounter research strongboxes. Added a visual effect to distinguish which monsters have been spawned by a strongbox. The Volcanic Crag, Lightning Storms, Ice Spikes and Chaos Barrage Strongbox modifiers have all been adjusted to activate after a delay. Charms now play an effect on your character when they are automatically used. Socketables such as runes can now be overwritten by placing another socketable item into the socket. Attempting to salvage an item now highlights which items in your inventory can be salvaged and displays item sockets. Flasks with quality are now able to be salvaged. Armor has been made more effective by approximately 15%. More monsters are now able to be pushed while dodge rolling. This generally applies to most monsters smaller than a skeleton. Objects such as delirium shards can no longer be pushed by other monsters. Increased the chance for omens to appear as ritual rewards. Reduced the chance for items to roll some of the less desirable item modifiers. Distilled emotions required to instill a passive skill onto an amulet are now only displayed on the passive skill tree after you have picked up your first distilled emotion. Added an exit portal to the Triomaster Arena. Removed the level requirement to access expedition vendors. Rarity of items in expedition vendor shops now increases with shop level, so shops generally have more rare items at higher levels. This doesn't affect existing shops, and you will need to use a reroll currency to generate shops with the improved rarity. Reduced visual clutter in many map areas to improve the visibility of skills and effects. Added a tutorial for activating your first persistent buff skill gem. Improved and fixed inconsistencies for walkability throughout areas in the campaign as well as maps. Improved the loading time of the world map. Reduced the initial player revive time to 2.5 seconds, previously 3 seconds. Reduced the player revive time penalty to 1.5 seconds per death, previously 2 seconds. Alva now has an option to gamble for items when placed in your hideout. Reviving minions that died from being out of range of you now instead immediately revive near you. The quest tracker now shows which quests are applicable for the area you're currently in. Uncut gems now show their level on the item label. Charms now display their number of charges and when they're active. Updated the world map icons for when you have completed quests, encounters and found items to make it more clear they have been completed. Added propagating weapon effect options to the cosmetic panel UI. The Arian's Cobble, Heartbound Loop, Iron Ride, and Mirus Uxor uniques have received 2D art. The Hand of Wisdom and Action unique has received 3D art. Added flavor text for the Eddern's Tusks and Splinterheart uniques. After activating an Omen of Whittling, hovering over an item before applying a Chaos Orb to it will now display which modifier will be re-rolled. Improved performance of the Zyclution, the Chimera boss fight. Improved performance of the lava in the Molten Vault. Reduced screen clutter and improved performance of the effect that plays when killing rare monster objectives in endgame maps. Improved performance of areas with very bright lights that cast many shadows, notably the Temple of Kopek and the Ziggurat Refuge. Improved the performance of the Ziggurat encampment in order to reduce the occurrence of unloaded textures. Burning ground can no longer spawn underneath interactables, such as levers. Monsters can no longer spawn near the close to the entrance of a map. This often caused the player to be immediately attacked upon moving. Added keyword for honor resistance. Delirium monsters are no longer untargetable during their emerge animation. As a result, they should no longer push you during this. You can now pick up items and interact with some objects while performing other actions. The Attack in Place Stops Movement option no longer prevents walking on skills that can be used while moving while using WASD movement. Continued to incrementally improve the sound, art, effects, and environments. Unique item changes. The Alchem Ira unique shield now provides plus 50 to 70 to maximum mana, previously plus 15 to 30. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Arvil's Will unique shield no longer has 40 to 60% increased block chance. It now provides plus 40 to 60 to maximum life and plus 40 to 60 to maximum mana. The Ashrend unique body armor now provides 30 to 40% to fire resistance, previously 20 to 30%, and 10 to 20 to strength. The Asphyxia's Wrath unique quiver now adds 3 to 4 to 5 to 8 cold damage to attacks. The Atzak's Sight unique helmet now provides 30 to 40% increased critical hit chance, previously 20 to 40%, and 100 to 150% increased evasion and energy shield. The At-Series Acuity unique gloves now provides 30 to 50% increased critical hit chance, previously 20 to 30%. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Barrow Dweller unique body armor now provides damage of enemies hitting you is unlucky while you are on low life. The Belly of the Beast unique body armor now has 25 to 30 to 35 to 40 physical thorns damage. The Birth of Fury unique boots now provide 20% increased movement speed, previously 15%, and 20 to 30% to fire resistance, previously 10 to 20%. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Blacked Out unique body armor now provides 10 to 20% to cold resistance. The Black Braid unique body armor now provides plus 40 to 60 to armor, and plus 10% to elemental resistances. The Black Gleam unique quiver now adds 3 to 5 to 6 to 9 fire damage to attacks. The Blackheart unique ring now adds 4 to 6 to 8 to 10 chaos damage to attacks, previously 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Bloodthorn unique quarterstaff now adds 8 to 12 to 16 to 18 physical damage, previously 3 to 5 to 9 to 11. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Blue Flame Bracer's unique gloves now provide plus 20 to maximum energy shield. The Bones of Uller unique boots now provide plus 20 to 40 to maximum life and maximum mana, both previously plus 25. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Brain Rattler unique mace now adds 18 to 22 to 24 to 28 physical damage, previously 10 to 12 to 18 to 22, and adds 1 to 50 to 55 lightning damage, previously 1 to 36 to 42. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Bramblejack unique body armor now provides plus 60 to 100 to maximum life, previously plus 50 to 80, cannot evade and regenerate 5% of life per second while surrounded. The Brass Dome unique body armor now has 400 to 500% increased armor, previously 300 to 400%, and minus 5 to minus 1 to all maximum elemental resistances, previously minus 5%. Existing versions of this unique can be updated using a divine orb. The Briarpatch unique boots now provide 10 to 15 to 20 to 25 physical thorns damage. The Briskrap unique body armor now has 60 to 100% increased evasion. The Bristleboar unique body armor now has 50% reduced evasion rating, previously 40 to 80% increased, and now causes you to gain 5 rage when hit by an enemy, previously 3. It also now provides 3 to 5 life regeneration per second. The Bronzebeard unique helmet now provides plus 100 to maximum life, previously plus 40 to 60. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Bernaba's unique belt now provides 30 to 40% increased lightning resistance, previously 20 to 30%. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Brynhand's Mark unique mace now has 10 to 14 to 16 to 20 added physical damage, previously 3 to 4 to 6 to 8, plus 10 to 20 to strength, previously plus 5 to 10, and now has 20% reduced attack speed. The Burrower unique ring now has minus 10% to cold resistance, previously minus 15 to minus 10%, and 30 to 50% increased mana regeneration rate, previously 25 to 35%. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Candlemaker unique gloves now provides 20 to 40% to fire resistance, previously 15 to 30%, and minus 10 to minus 20% to cold resistance, previously minus 15 to minus 30%. It also now provides 20 to 40% increased fire damage and 10 to 20% reduced cold damage. The Carrion Call unique focus now causes minions to have 20 to 30% increased damage. The Chober Chabber unique mace no longer has 80 to 120% increased physical damage or plus 5% critical hit chance. It instead adds 58 to 65 to 102 to 110 physical damage and plus 50 to spirit. The Corona of the Red Sun unique helmet now provides 20 to 25% to fire resistance. The Crown of the Pale King unique helmet now provides 10 to 15 to 20 to 25 physical thorns damage. The Dancing Mirage unique body armor now has 150 to 200% increased evasion and energy shield, previously 60 to 100%. Existing versions of this item can be updated with a divine orb. The Dark Defiler unique scepter now has gained 5% of damage as chaos damage per undead minion, previously 3%. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Deathblow unique gloves now provide 5 to 10% increased attack speed. The Defiance of Destiny unique amulet now causes you to recover 10% of missing life before being hit by an enemy, previously 5%. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Deadbell unique helmet now provides plus 10 to 20 to strength. The Devouring Diadem unique helmet now provides plus 40 to 60 to maximum life. The Dionadair unique shield now provides 20% reduced stun threshold, previously 30%, and now provides 3 to 5 life regeneration per second. The Dodra's Tenure unique gloves now provide 20 to 30 to maximum energy shield. The Doomgate unique shield now provides 13 to 17% to chaos resistance. The Eddern's Tusk's unique body armor now has 50% chance to inflict bleeding on hit, previously 10%. The Elevar unique helmet now provides plus 20 to 30 to dexterity, previously 10 to 20, and now provides plus 1 charm slot. The Arian's Cobble unique helmet now provides plus 0 to 40 to armor, previously plus 0 to 20, plus 0 to 30 to evasion rating and maximum life, both previously plus 0 to 15, and plus 0 to 20 to maximum energy shield and maximum mana, both previously plus 0 to 10. It now provides 0 to 10% to fire resistance, cold resistance, and lightning resistance, all previously 0 to 5%, 0 to 6 life regeneration per second, previously 0 to 3, 0 to 60 to accuracy rating, previously 0 to 30, and plus 0 to 10 to strength, dexterity and intelligence, all previously plus 0 to 5. In addition to the above, it also now provides 0 to 30% increased critical hit chance, previously 0 to 15%, and 0 to 20% increased rarity of items found, previously 0 to 10%. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a Divine Orb. The Eternal Spark unique focus now provides 40% increased mana regeneration rate while stationary, previously 50%, and now also provides 40% increased mana regeneration rate. The Ezomite Peak unique helmet now provides plus 50 to 80 to maximum life, previously 30 to 50, and also now provides 3 to 6 life regeneration per second. The Feathered Fortress unique shield now provides 20 to 30% to fire resistance and cold resistance, both previously 10 to 20%, and plus 20 to 30 to strength and dexterity, both previously plus 10 to 20. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a Divine Orb. The Forbidden Gaze unique helmet now provides 30 to 50% to cold resistance, previously 25 to 35%. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a Divine Orb. The Frost Breath unique mace now has 8 to 12 to 16 to 20 added physical damage and cold damage, both previously 4 to 6 to 8 to 12. It now also provides plus 5% to critical hit chance. The Gamble Sprint unique boots now provide 15 to 25% to lightning resistance, previously 5 to 15%, and now provide 10 to 15% increased item rarity. The Gravebind unique gloves now provides 10 to 15% to cold resistance. The Grip of Winter unique gloves now provides 20 to 30% to cold resistance. The Gloomform unique body armor now provides 10 to 20% to fire resistance. The Hoghunt unique mace no longer has 100 to 150% increased physical damage. Instead, it now adds 16 to 20 to 23 to 27 physical damage. The Hollow Mask unique helmet now provides 13% to chaos resistance. The Horns of Bindon unique helmet now provides plus 20 to armor. The Hrimner's Hymn unique mace now has 80 to 120% increased physical damage, previously 60 to 80%. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a Divine Orb. The Husk of Dreams unique body armor now provides 17 to 23% to chaos resistance, previously 13 to 17%, and 20 to 30% increased flask charges used, previously 25 to 50%. Existing versions of this item can be updated with a Divine Orb. The Immortan unique body armor has been renamed to the Road Warrior. It no longer provides 50 to 100% increased armor, and now provides 15 to 30% to fire resistance and lightning resistance, both previously 15 to 25%. It also now provides 10 to 15 life regenerated per second, and plus 10 to 15 to all attributes. The Inferno Clasp unique belt now provides 30 to 50% to fire resistance, previously 25 to 35%. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Infinite Pursuit unique boots now provide 25% increased movement speed while affected by an ailment, previously 20%. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Innsmouth unique helmet now provides plus 20 to 30 to evasion rating. The Iron Grasp unique body armor now provides plus 20 to 30 to strength. The Iron Ride unique helmet now provides plus 30 to 50 to maximum life. The Jarndraper unique gloves now have 50% increased armor and evasion. The Keelhaul unique belt now has life flasks gain 0.25 charges per second and mana flasks gain 0.25 charges per second, both previously 0 to 0.25 charges per second. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Killjoy unique gloves now provides 20 to 30% increased critical damage. The Knight Errant unique boots now provides plus 30 to 50 to elemental ailment threshold. The Learcast unique helmet now provides plus 10 to 20 to dexterity. The Legion Stride unique boots now provides plus 50 to 70 to armor instead of 50 to 80% increased armor. They also now provide plus 50 to 70 to stun threshold, previously plus 30 to 50. The Loctonial Caress unique gloves now provides plus 15 to 25 to armor. The Luminous Pace unique boots now provides plus 20 to 30 to maximum energy shield. The Lycosity unique shield now has blocking damage poisons the enemy as though dealing 200 base chaos damage, previously 100. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Mask of the Sanguimancer now provides plus 20 to 25 to evasion rating, and plus 10 to 15 to maximum energy shield. The Matsia unique quarterstaff now has 6 to 9 to 10 to 15 added cold damage, and 1 to 19 to 29 lightning damage. The Mist Whisper unique crossbow now has 8 to 10 to 13 to 15 added cold damage, previously 4 to 6 to 9 to 12, and now provides 30% increased chill duration on enemies. The Nazir's Judgment unique quarterstaff no longer has 80 to 120% increased physical damage, and instead adds 30 to 36 to 75 to 81 physical damage. The Necromantle unique body armor now causes minions to have 17 to 23% chaos resistance. The Northpaw unique gloves now adds 3 to 5 to 8 to 10 physical damage to attacks, previously 2 to 3 to 5 to 6, and also now has plus 15 to 25 to evasion rating. The original Sin unique ring no longer has chaos resistance is 0, and instead now provides 17 to 23% to chaos resistance. The Painter's Servant unique gloves no longer provides 5 to 10% to fire, cold or lightning resistance. They instead now provide 5 to 10% elemental damage gained as fire damage, 5 to 10% elemental damage gained as cold damage, and 5 to 10% elemental damage gained as lightning damage. The Pariah's Embrace unique body armor now provides plus 10 to 15 to all attributes. The Plaguefinger unique gloves now provides 20 to 30% chance to poison on hit, previously 5 to 10%. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Power Tread unique boots now provides plus 12% to critical damage bonus per power charge, previously plus 8%. The Prayers for Rain unique body armor now provides 10 to 20% to lightning resistance. The Quaddle's Molt unique body armor now provides plus 60 to 80 to maximum life, previously plus 30 to 50, and also now provides 60 to 80% increased evasion rating. The Keckley unique mace now has 100 to 150% increased physical damage, previously 80 to 120%. The Seeing Stars unique mace now adds 12 to 16 to 22 to 25 cold damage, previously 9 to 12 to 18 to 22, and now adds 1 to 40 to 45 lightning damage, previously 1 to 30 to 35. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Sentry unique quarterstaff now has 25 to 32 to 40 to 50 added fire damage, previously 8 to 2 to 16 to 20. It now has no physical damage, and adds plus 30 to 50 to accuracy rating. The Sierran Inheritance unique body armor now provides 30 to 40% to lightning resistance, previously 15 to 25%, and now has minus 15% to cold resistance. The Smiling Knight unique helmet now provides 150 to 200% increased armor and evasion, previously 30 to 50%. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Snakebite unique gloves now provides 20 to 30% chance to poison on hit, previously 20%, and also now provides 6 to 10 life regenerated per second. The Splinter Heart unique bow now has 120 to 160% increased physical damage, previously 60 to 80%. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Tetzlapokel's Desire unique body armor now provides plus 20 to 30 to intelligence. The Thunderstep unique boots now provide 10 to 20% increased movement speed, previously 10 to 15%, and 30 to 50% to lightning resistance, previously 25 to 35%. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Titanrot Cataphract unique body armor now provides 400 to 500% increased armor, previously 200 to 300%, and 15 to 30% increased strength, previously 10 to 20%. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Trample Toe unique boots now provide 15% increased movement speed, previously 10%. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Treefingers unique gloves now add 6 to 10 to 12 to 16 physical damage to attacks, previously 3 to 5 to 6 to 8. It also now provides 20 to 30% increased stun buildup and 5% reduced attack speed. The Trench Timbre unique mace now adds 13 to 15 to 22 to 25 physical damage, previously 10 to 12 to 18 to 22. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Trifina unique mace now adds 12 to 25 to 22 to 25 physical damage, previously 7 to 10 to 12 to 18. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Ungil's Harmony unique amulet now provides 100 to 200% increased critical hit chance, previously 100%. Existing versions of this item can be updated using a divine orb. The Visage of Aya unique helmet now provides 10 to 20% to lightning resistance. The Val's Protector unique body armor now provides 13 to 17% to chaos resistance. The Wake of Destruction unique boots now provide 10% increased movement speed. The Wandering Reliquary unique body armor now has plus 60 to 80 to stun threshold. The Wind's Cream unique boots now provide 10 to 20% increased movement speed, previously 10 to 15%, and also now causes curse skills to have 10 to 20% increased cast speed. The Wings of Kalen unique helmet now provides plus 20 to armor. The Wonder Trap unique boots now provides 10 to 20% increased movement speed, previously 5 to 15%, plus 10 to 20 to strength, dexterity and intelligence, all previously plus 5 to 15, and also now provides plus 30 to 50 to maximum energy shield. The Wyland's Stake unique mace now has 4 to 6 to 8 to 10 added physical damage and fire damage, both previously 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. It now also provides 20 to 30% to fire resistance, and plus 10 to 20 to strength. Bug fixes. Fixed 4 client crashes. Fixed 4 instance crashes. Fixed a bug where Mana Flare, Elemental Discharge, and the version of Ember Fusillade triggered by Dusk Vigil were not considered triggered skills, and could therefore generate energy. Fixed a bug where some objects, such as vine arrow plants, were incorrectly counted as targets when dealing splash damage through the implicit modifier on the Cultist Gretamer base type. Fixed a bug where Siege Cascade was targeting vine arrow plants and Frostwall ice crystals. Fixed a bug where Herald of Ice was still exploding shattered enemies when the gem was set to be used with your currently inactive weapon set. Fixed a bug where concoction skills were considered bow skills and as a result could be affected by increased damage with bow skills modifiers on quivers. Fixed a snapshotting issue with Energy Shield when using the Mask of the Stitched Demon unique as an Infernalist. Fixed a bug where Minion Pact support was able to drain the life of lingering illusions. Fixed a bug where Tier 5 bows could not roll increased attack speed, and Tier 5 rings could not roll maximum life. Fixed a bug where you could briefly be unable to perform any skills if you tried to interact with an object and dodge rolled at the same time. Fixed an issue where the checkpoint for the Temple of Kopek boss fight could sometimes take you to the first checkpoint in the area. Fixed a bug preventing the quality bonuses on Shockburst rounds and Hailstorm rounds from applying. Fixed a bug where Shockwave Totem did not work when used with the support gem Astral Projection. Fixed a client crash that could occur with Power Siphon while holding a shield. Fixed a client crash that could occur in Couch Co-op when interacting with the unique Stash tab. Fixed a client crash that could occur in Couch Co-op when interacting with the Corruption Altar. Fixed a bug where Vine Arrow was not slowing enemies. Fixed a bug that caused Sakima Asala to fail to shield you during Jamanra, the Abomination's Storm skill. Fixed a bug where terrain generation for the client can get out of sync with the server for Trial of the Sakimas. Fixed a bug where the influence range of Lost Towers could fail to display when interacting with the map device in your hideout. Fixed a bug where crossbows could fail to reload if the player did not have enough mana available. Fixed a bug where Spark could fail to cast while standing on the edge of walkable terrain. Fixed a bug where Temporal Chain's debuff icon was not displaying the correct description when hovered over. Fixed a bug where the unique item Fireflower could fail to cause fire damage to the player when an enemy was ignited. Fixed a bug where Ghost Dance would remain active when the player no longer met the spirit requirements. Fixed a bug where the Way Forward Atlas passive would cause the Arbiter of Ash to drop Tier 16 Waystones instead of Tier 15. Fixed a bug where some unique bows did not play audio when firing arrows. Fixed a bug where engraving a support gem did not play audio. Fixed a bug where quest items would not drop again from their respective objective if the player dropped them on the ground in an area where the difficulty was different to where it was obtained. Characters in a broken state should now be able to re-obtain the quest objective. Fixed a bug where some interactables couldn't be cancelled by using dodge roll. Fixed a bug where using a flask could cause the player to lose life if item stat requirements weren't met in both weapon sets. Fixed a bug where friends would show as offline when they changed character. Fixed a bug where the intro cinematic did not play on the PC platform. Fixed a bug where incomplete unique items could be obtained. Fixed some wonky interactions with the additional inventory slots from the Titan's Colossal Capacity Ascendancy passive skill. Fixed a bug where the Hooded One would not identify items stored in additional inventory slots granted by the Colossal Capacity Titan Ascendancy passive skill. Fixed a bug so the inventory no longer opens when dragging the Atlas map UI with the cursor over a map node. Fixed a visual bug where walking away from a corpse and back to it could visually display a new remnant with Grim Feast. Fixed a bug in the Riverside map where the boss arena force field could appear before entering the boss fight. Fixed a bug where the Energy Shield UI could visually appear as having Energy Shield when the player had none. Fixed a bug where enemies could cast Detonate Dead on players' minions when the player was using the Sacrifice gem. Fixed problems in the Savannah, Abyss, and Seepage maps where sections of the areas could be inaccessible. Fixed a bug where the unique item Corpse Wade did not work when the player was using the King of the Ferrodin body armor microtransaction. Fixed a bug with the Hateforge unique where negative values of the to maximum rage modifier caused the modifier to not show. Fixed a bug where Blink allowed travel to the past in the Ziggurat encampment without traversing through the time portal. Fixed a bug within the Instilling UI that displayed a tainted oil slot, which doesn't exist. Fixed a bug where allocating chaos inoculation would incorrectly count you as being on low mana. Fixed a bug where crossbow skills could fail to reload when spamming the ability when using a controller. Fixed a bug when stashing a skill gem with attached support gems would cause the support gems to become invisible. These now unpack into the relevant tab. Fixed the alignment of Mirror of Calandra within the Currency Stash tab. Fixed a bug in the Vol Factory map where some humanoid monsters would remain inactive. Fixed a bug where the Elemental Storm gem had the physical tag. Fixed a bug where gas clouds could spawn in unwalkable terrain. Fixed a bug where minion objects could stretch into unwalkable terrain. Fixed a bug where the Burial Bog map could generate with a broken loop. Fixed a bug where the world map always opened displaying an above-ground area, even when the player was in an underground area. Fixed a bug where strongboxes could fail to generate any monsters. Fixed a bug with dodge roll, which allowed the player to roll through bone walls and frost walls. Fixed a bug with dodge roll, which allowed the player to roll off of the Ardura caravan ramp. Fixed a bug where soul cores of Atmohua, Xantippe, or Colotl could not be used for the 3:1 recipe. Fixed a bug with the relic modifier giving a chance to gain another key was incorrectly always applying. Skip tutorials no longer prevents you from leaving town without engraving a gem. Removed the redundant block chance description on Saffel's frame unique item. Fixed a bug which could cause the landmark room chest in the mausoleum of the Praetor from being opened. Fixed a bug where Elemental Storm was missing the triggered tag. Fixed a bug which allowed Glacial Cascades hits to freeze enemies. Fixed a bug in the Trail of the Sakamas where some traps audio failed to play. Fixed a bug where Unbound Avatar could gain stacks from inanimate objects. Fixed a bug in the Temple of Chaos where leap slamming into an arena could cause the encounter to not complete. Fixed a bug where damage gained as fire, cold and lightning were missing tags, causing essences to be unable to roll these modifiers. Fixed a bug where the Act 1 to Act 2 transition cinematic sometimes played when entering the Ardura caravan rather than when traveling from Act 1. Fixed a bug where some loot in the Temple of Chaos could get stuck in blocking. Fixed a bug where a favored map slot UI notification would appear when corrupting a Tier 15 Waystone into a Tier 16. Fixed a bug which could prevent the player from returning to the Vastiri outskirts if they traveled there by warping to a party member, then warping to a different party member in Act 1. Fixed a bug where Supercritical support's 2D art was not displaying in some cases. Fixed a bug where expedition chests in maps were not displaying their rarity. Controller improvements. While using currency, inventory navigation will ignore items the currently selected currency could not be used on. Added a bindable action to show hide item and object labels. While on the world map screen, you can now press B/circle to leave the underground. Some interactables in the Trial of the Sakimas and the Trial of Chaos are now prioritized over using skills on enemies if you have interact bound to the same button as a skill. The Cosmetics tab of the navigation menu has been moved to the end, so that you no longer have to navigate through it to reach the Quest or Atlas tabs. Improved auto-targeting logic for very large bosses such as Torghul. The game now pauses by default if a controller becomes disconnected, with an option in the Game tab to instead disconnect. Auto-targeting no longer aggressively prioritizes larger enemies and objects, such as Tempest Bell. Pressing X/square while holding a stack of items now deposits a single item from the stack in the currently selected space. Hovering a support gem over a filled socket will now show the support gem currently in that socket. Trying to socket invalid gems using a controller now gives appropriate error messages. Switching to controller input on a character that was created with keyboard and mouse input no longer results in the character having no actions bound. Fixed a bug that prevented re-rolling expedition vendors while using a controller. There is now also a dedicated button, Y/triangle, to re-roll the vendor. Fixed a bug where the gemling's gem-studded notable passive was not accounted for when socketing support gems using a controller. Fixed a bug where the Lost Tower interface had inconsistent controls when using a controller. Fixed a bug that sometimes prevented navigation in the hideout stash while using a controller. Fixed a bug that prevented player 2 from using the salvage bench in couch co-op. Fixed a bug that prevented player 2 from equipping cosmetics in couch co-op. Fixed a bug that caused some types of specialized stash tab to fail to display when accessed by both players at the same time in couch co-op. Fixed a bug preventing the toggling of advanced descriptions while investigating an item. Fixed a bug preventing moving a socketed support gem into a different socket when you are close to your support gem limit. Fixed a bug where the Enable Held Targeting option did not function for crossbow ammunition skills. Fixed a bug where certain skills would not be performed if used while holding down a different skill's input. Console improvements. Item filters can now be used on consoles by subscribing to a filter on the Path of Exile website. A link to set up an item filter is now provided in the Filter section of the Settings menu, under the Game tab. Fixed a bug where cutscenes and informational videos had incorrect color grading on Xbox Series consoles with HDR enabled. Localization fixes. Fixed a number of cases of outdated translations. Fixed characters with accents not displaying correctly in some languages. Fixed a number of cases where translated text could overlap itself or the borders of its field. Fixed a bug where Thai text did not display correctly on consoles. Fixed a bug where modifier tiers would not be displayed correctly when the game language was set to traditional Chinese. Fixed a number of cases of keywords not displaying correctly in languages other than English. Microtransactions. Enabled the following existing cosmetic microtransactions for use in Path of Exile 2, Siren Wings, Siren Cloak, Siren Weapon, Siren Weapon Effect, Siren Character Effect, Siren Footprints Effect, Siren Portal Effect, Deepwater Wings, Deepwater Back Attachment, Deepwater Weapon Effect, Deepwater Character Effect, Deepwater Footprints Effect, Deepwater Portal Effect, Atlantis Cloak, Atlantis Wings, Atlantis Portal Effect, Atlantis Footprints Effect, Onyx Oblivion Wings, Onyx. Oblivion Weapon, Direblade Wings, Direblade Weapon, Verdant Weapon, Sulfurious Gargoyle Wings, Alabaster Gargoyle Wings, Stygian Gargoyle Wings, Pitch Black Gargoyle Wings, Illusionist Character Effect, Brimstone Character Effect, Harmony Wings, Harmony Cloak, Harmony Weapon Effect, Harmony Footprints Effect, Harmony Portal Effect, Heritage Wings, Heritage Cloak, Heritage Weapon Effect, Heritage Weapon, Heritage Portal Effect, Divergence Wings, Divergence Cloak, Divergence Weapon, Divergence Weapon Effect, Divergence Footprints Effect, Divergence Character Effect, Divergence Portal Effect, Vulcan Cloak, Vulcan Shield, Vulcan Weapon Effect, Harmonious Weapon Effect, Electroswarm Character Effect, Project Electroswarm Character Effect, Siren Electroswarm Character Effect, Void Emperor Electroswarm Character Effect, Kalgurin Cloak, Penance Back Attachment, Crucible Armor Set, Cane Toad King Portal Effect, Albino Toad King Portal Effect, River Toad King Portal Effect, Sacred Wisps Portal Effect. The Hands of Zesht Back Attachment now has a smaller variant that can be selected from the Cosmetics menu. There were also a handful of changes we didn't quite get ready in time for this patch, but we will be getting them to you as soon as they're ready. Una's songs still won't be playing correctly. This was unexpected even for us to cause us this much trouble to fix. Adding multiple respawns to other Pinnacle content on the Atlas, King in the Mists, Breach Stones, Allroth in Expedition. The Arbiter of Ash is included, but we didn't get around to getting the other ones implemented. Map, Waystone, Stash Tabs. Posted by community_team on January 16, 2025, 5:33 and 10 seconds AM. Grinding Gear Games.